Okay, once again, good morning. Welcome to the Sports Talk with Kerry Wehmeyer show for Sunday, April 19th. Let's see if we go through. We will be going over today's news headlines. Once again, thanks for joining us here. Had a little streaming issues. We got them resolved now, so hopefully everybody's up and running. We see right now, we see Twitch. We see all 5 networks up and running. So also, I want to take this opportunity. Once again, today is my birthday. Everybody here on Sports, all 5 networks, you can wish me a happy birthday. Send me your wishes through the all 5 of the chat rooms. We'll be watching you on there, so that's I will appreciate it. So once again, thanks for joining us here for this Sunday. I appreciate you coming in. Okay, let's go ahead and look at the okay, not D-U D-U-P-O-T. Thanks for joining us on the Sportscaster side. We appreciate you coming in. As always, we'll see who's on Facebook. We'll check the Facebook side. I'm going to make sure everybody is on today, so I'm going to be checking everything on the Sportscaster side everywhere that we're on. So we're on right now. Let me see if we're on before we get started here. Okay, a little late, but better late than never here on today's show. So everything's on the screen. I'll watch you simultaneously here. Okay, let's begin with today's headlines. I'm going to pull up the headlines. Let me get this up on the screen. Everything is directly on your screen here on the today's show. Let's go ahead and go into NFL talk as we speak. Okay, sources, Jaguars have to have a trade talk with Leonard Fournette. I'll be honest with you right now. I say this right now. Leonard Fournette, look, if he does come back with the Jaguars, then so be it. But I'll be honest with you. I don't think he's going to, to be honest with you, it's just right now, they're going to be in a trade deal and stuff like that. So the Jaguars have to April 4th. That's a couple of weeks away with a 5-year option for Leonard Fournette, who is scheduled to make $4.16 million in base salary in the next year. So Leonard Fournette ran for 1,052 yards in his career with the Jacksonville Jaguars. So I'll be honest with you, this is going to be a very pivotal situation, to say the least. About he also missed 11 games in his first 2-year campaign. That's what he this is what they're saying in this article. So if you're in here on all the networks, you can comment on this if you're in here. So if we're seeing you right now, I'm looking at everybody on the screen. So if you're in here, everybody, Sportscaster, Periscope, YouTube, and Twitch, you can comment on this. So I look at it this way. Let's look into his numbers. Let's look into what his career. I'm going to pull his numbers up 1 second. I'm going to go up, put them up on the screen for you. Leonard Fournette. He on 265 carries, he averaged 1,152 yards, 3 touchdowns. He was tied for 33rd.
Clear indication the Jaguars have no intention of picking up his 5th-year.
So I'll be honest with you, look, this is going to be an essential situation with Leonard Fournette. So I look at it this way. Hopefully they get him signed and sealed and delivered for the Jaguars. So This is his numbers. We're looking at him. The last few. This is the last 5 games when he played. Okay, when he played against Atlanta, he had 15 carries for 71 yards. Also, he played against Oakland. He also had 15 carries for 42. So he kind of was dipping on those shots right there. That's another one. Also, he also had 15 carries for 50 yards. So all 3 games, he had 15 carries between the Atlanta Falcons, the Oakland Raiders, and the Los Angeles Chargers. Now, in the last 2 games that he played against the Buccaneers, he had 14 carries for 38 yards. That's another situation. In the and then he had 24 carries for 97 yards. He had 2 scores. So I look at it this way: if he's going to be that premier back for the Jaguars, I think you should pay him. Because look, he's putting out all the work. He's a workhorse for this team. So will the Jaguars get back to the playoffs? I don't think they will. I'll be honest with you right now. In lighter sense, I don't think they will get back to the playoffs. In my view of this. So once again, this is from ESPN.com. You can go to ESPN.com. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and play Michael Duraco. He is the writer. He talks about it. Let me go ahead and play this video for you. I'll share this video in here. So we'll listen to it, and I'll give my opinion on it in just a second. Let me get this up off the
Of picking up his 5th-year option,
unmute it.
Or him being on the roster beyond 2020. GM Dave Caldwell is just trying to get something for a player that's not part of their long-range plans. If you remember, he did this back in 2018 when he traded Dante Fowler to the Los Angeles Rams. But in that case, the Jaguars also had Unique Ngakoue on the roster. Here, the Jaguars have 4 running backs behind Leonard Fournette with a combined total of 48 carries. Leading the way is Raquel Armstead, who had 35 last year as a rookie. Now, if the Jaguars do this before the draft, it makes running back another need that they must address. And if they make this trade, it's just one more indication that the Jaguars are going full rebuild in what could be the last season for GM Dave Caldwell and Coach.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. They're going to most likely have to trade. They say they have 4 backs that are averaging 48 carries. 48 carries between those backs. So that's something right there to consider right there. Look, for Leonard Fournette. So I look at it this way. I think his days in Jacksonville are numbered, to be honest with you. So once again, this is from ESPN. You go to ESPN.com. That's ESPN.com. Okay, let's see what else we'll discuss. Okay, we'll show that on the screen. Okay, everything's on your screen. Okay, La Liga Mexico and MLS joined league has for long-term benefits. That's what they're going to be doing. I think this is an excellent idea, to say the least, because look, between those leagues, the La Liga Mexican and the MLS, it most likely be a good combination to have some games with those teams in the North American continent. So once again, this is from Tom Marshall. He is the Mexico correspondent on ESPN. You can follow him. He does excellent work. So once again, Tom Marshall. You can catch him at ESPN. So I think that's why I think it's so important that we have these partnerships with these leagues and stuff like that. So once again, this is from ESPN. Let me go ahead and switch this out. Okay. Sources: offensive lineman prospect Mikel Beckton talked to the NFL teams and failed the test. This is what they're discussing in this article. This is from Joshua Anderson. You can reach him at ESPN. ESPN on the websites. Okay. Former Louisville offensive tackle and top draft prospect Mikel Beeston is aware of the flag drug tests from the scouting combine, which was, I think it was last month or something like that, before the NFL draft. He did fail that test. 6'7", 364-pound Beckton is seventh on Mel Kiper's big board, running a 40-yard dash at 5'1", so it was an excellent choice. But I'll be honest with you. Look, if you fail that drug test, look, your chances of going to the NFL will diminish. Absolutely diminish. Look, you can't fail these tests. That's all in seriousness right there. Because look, if you fail those tests, guess what? Your chances will diminish of going to the NFL. That's what is the concern here. They're talking about here on the show. So I'm a little bit concerned about this guy, to tell you the truth, about Mikel Beckton. That's one thing about it. I am very concerned about him. I mean, I hope he does get in with a team, but I'm kind of skeptical about it. I'm absolutely skeptical about this story with him failing this drug test at the scouting combine. Okay, Mary remembers 85. Thanks for that follow. Also, sports news alert. I appreciate you coming in, buddy. We're doing this show today. So once again, this is from Joshua Anderson. You can reach him at ESPN. That's ESPN.com. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and play this Mel Kiper video for a second. Let me go ahead and run the clip.
What light can you shed on this situation affecting his draft stock?
Talked to people this morning. I think you look at where he could go. Maybe he doesn't go 10, maybe he gets into the middle, some think maybe into the 20s. I don't think that's going to be that big an issue. I think managing the weight, 360, 364 at the combine, Hannah, will he keep that weight around 360, 365 or balloon up to 380? I think managing the weight will determine what type of left tackle, offensive tackle Mekhi Becton is. I don't think the concern is over this as much as that. So to me, it's not going to push him down all that far.
And proactively, again.
Most likely it won't. It won't push him far. It won't push him down that far. It most likely won't. He most likely will be, I say 10th. I say between 10th and most likely 9th pick overall in the draft, if the draft was today. So what Mel Kiper is saying is absolutely true. It won't affect his, but hopefully, look, this sends a message to all these athletes who are trying to go to the NFL. Look, if you're doing drugs, please consult with the NFL. Because if you don't consult with the NFL and they test you, you're out of the league. You're not going to be playing no more. That's simple as that. I can't put it any clearer to people. I cannot put it any clearer to you. So, once again, this is from Joshua Anderson. You can reach him at ESPN. I'm looking at the screens right now. We're watching you all on the screen. We're seeing your on screen systems. Okay, on Facebook as well. We're watching you. Twitter, if you're in here. Let's see if Periscope's on. We'll make sure Periscope's on. Periscope is on. Also, you can send your send me your birthday requests um, from any of the 5 networks. I'll look at them and I'll appreciate it. So once again, this is from ESPN.com. ESPN.com. Let's go ahead and go over some more stuff. Andrew Bolt says retirement decision could be in mid-May. After 15 years of professional basketball, Andrew Bolt close to a decision to ending his career. The coronavirus sequestered the postponement of the 2020 Olympics, so he's most likely he was the so most likely he will retire at 35 years old. He was the #1 draft pick with the Milwaukee Bucks and won a championship with Golden State back in 2015. So Andrew Bogut, if I'm saying his name right, I don't want to butcher his name. So I'll be honest with you, I wish him all the best of luck in his endeavors. Because like I said, it won't be the same without him. Let me show you his numbers. I'm going to give you his numbers as we go. Pull this up on the screen. We'll give you his numbers. Okay, this is his career. Andrew Bolt with a couple of teams. Okay, he averaged 9
Ahead of the new additions, Darren Williams
What's
and
this over?
Andrew Bogut changed things.
Andrew Bolt. He averaged 9.6 points a game, 8.7 rebounds, also 2.2 assists, and he was not a good shooter on the free throw line. He was about a 55% free throw shooter, but he was also a good field goal shooter, but he wasn't a good free throw shooter at all. He wasn't a good free throw shooter. It was just at 55% in games. So let's see more stats of him. Okay, this is his years with the Bucks. This his years with the Milwaukee Bucks. I'm gonna pull this up on the screen. Okay, he averaged 9.4 points with Milwaukee in his first years with Milwaukee. His point total was at 11, so he went up from 9 to 12 to 14, back down to 12. But when he was playing with Golden State, he averaged 5.8 points a game. Also, in the 13-14 season, and then let's see, he went from 5.8 to 5.4 points a game. So he was he played with the Lakers. He had a pretty good career with the Lakers. He only averaged 3.5 points against with the Lakers, but he was a good 68% shooter with the Lakers. So Andrew Bogut, I'll be honest with you, I wish him all the best of luck in his endeavors. So once again, this is from ESPN. Okay, let's switch this over. Okay, let's see what else we'll discuss. Okay, MLS owners taking advantage of U.S. players via trading system. That's what they're talking about. Former DC United star Wayne Rooney says the MLS owners is taking advantage of American players through the U.S. trade style system. That's what they're talking about in this article. So yeah, I mean, I'm looking at it right here. I'm reading it. So if you want to comment about this, if you're an MLS fan, if you think this is an appropriate way to do things, you can post your comments via Facebook, Periscope, YouTube, Twitch, and also Sportscaster. We're broadcasting the Sportscaster as well. We'll see how many people's in the Sportscaster side. We can switch this over and we'll see who's in the Sportscaster side. Okay, we still got about 9 people in our broadcast. So Once again, thanks for that. So this is from ESPN. ESPN, you go to ESPN.com. Okay, we'll see what else we'll discuss. Okay, once again, just a reminder, Last Dance tonight, 9 Eastern, 8 Central on ESPN. You can view it. It's going to be talked about the life of Michael Jordan. It's going to give you an absolute complete details of his life growing up and as the greatest player of all time. So once again, Last Dance tonight, 9 Eastern, 8 Central on ESPN. So I appreciate everybody once again. So let's go ahead and discuss. Okay, I'm going to discuss this article right here. Okay, NFL draft ranked the top 100 prospects. This is from Jeff Legwold, if I'm saying his name right. You can follow him at ESPN. That's ESPN.com. He puts out a pretty good draft. The top 100. This is your top 100. Isaiah Simmons from Clemson is one of them. Chase Young, Joe Burrow's number 3. Joe Burrow with LSU. Jeff Okadoa from Ohio State is ranked 4. Derek Brown from Auburn's ranked 5th. Jerry Jude from Alabama's ranked 6th. And Jedrick Willis from Alabama. Now, this young man, we talked about him, Markel Beastone. I talked about him just a second ago with the drug deal and stuff like that. Okay, Tua Tabola, that's another guy. He's in the top 10. Tua Tabola. Kelvin Chasson from LSU. C.J. Henderson from Florida. Tristan Welf of his WIRFS. He's from Iowa. C.D. Lamb from Oklahoma. Also Andrew Thomas from Georgia. Henry Ruggs from Alabama. That's another guy that's ranked in the top 100. This is what we're talking about here on Sports Talk today, here on the here on all 5 networks today. So once again, you can send your birthday wishes to myself in the chat room. I'll read them and I'll thank you on the air. So whoever sends one, I appreciate it. Okay, let's get back to the top 100 prospects. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Kenneth Murphy from Oklahoma. It's a linebacker, so most likely, hopefully, these guys that are in this top 100 will get drafted in those particular rounds. Justin Jefferson from LSU. Everybody's talking about Justin Jefferson. I think if he goes to somebody, say for instance, if Tampa Bay does pick him, but he's going to be behind the greatest, behind one of the most prolific quarterbacks that ever played the game, in Tom Brady. I think that's going to be the norm right there. Now, Kelvin Kinlaw from South Carolina is ranked 18th. Patrick Queen from LSU ranked 19th. DeAndre Swift, he's 20th. Hopefully somebody will pick him up this Thursday night. Xavier McKinley from Alabama. Gross Mentals It's a tricky name. Well, get it. He's from Penn State. He's 22nd on this board. AJ Expeller from Iowa. He's a defensive end, 275. T. Higgins. I think T. Higgins, if T. Higgins does go to somebody, they're going to need a quality wide receiver. Look, his numbers, and I mean his numbers in college stood for itself, to say the least. So that's why I say it's just the tip of the norms right there. So let's switch this over to Facebook. Let me see if we can go to the Facebook side. We're on Facebook side too. I'll say, let's go ahead and go through the entire list. Okay, Ross Blacklock from TCU, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Most likely he's got going to get drafted off this board. Jeff Gladney from TCU. AJ Terrell from Clemson. Also, Zach Brom from Wisconsin. He's 29th. Austin Jackson, he's a tackle from USC. Is ranked 30th. Brandon LK, it's AIYUK. I'm trying to spell his name, make sure his name's spelled correctly. Jalen Hurts is ranked 32nd on here. Jalen Hurts from Oklahoma. Now, J-Ron Johnson from Utah. That's another guy. J-Ron Johnson. Lavowski. I'm saying his name is Laviska. Chenault. He's from Colorado. Marlon Davidson from Auburn's ranked 35th. Jonathan Taylor from let's see, Wisconsin. I mean, we're going to go through this list. You want, if you want to comment about this list, who you think is going to who you think is going to be drafted the most on this list, you can post your comments via Facebook, Periscope, YouTube, Twitch, and also Sportscaster for the Sportscaster audience. So if you want to comment about this list, you can. Justin Hebert, that's another guy that's going to be talked about for years to come. Justin Hebert from Oregon. He's 38. Denzel Mims from Baylor. Trevon Diggs from Alabama. Christian Fulton, this is another guy that's going to be this is going to be probably going to be maybe a third to maybe fourth round pick. I'd say third to fourth round pick for Christian Fulton for LSU. So he had some problems. He was tampering with enhancing drugs. That's what he was doing. That's something you cannot do. That's an absolute no-no. You can't do that stuff. So let's see who's else in here. Let's scroll down. J.K. Dobbs from Ohio State. Cesar Rules from Michigan, another guy, 43rd. Also, Antonio Winfield from Minnesota. Josh Jones from Houston. Justin Madberg from Texas A&M. Lawrence Kusenberry and Grant Delpit is 48. So two LSU players 47 and 48, Lawrence Kuchenberry and Grant Delpert. Noel Ingerhe, if I'm saying his name right, I don't want to butcher his name. It's another guy from Auburn. Jeremy Chim from Southern Illinois. That's a FCS player. So he's ranked 50th. Look what happened with the one from Nicholls State. I think a couple of years ago they drafted him in the 7th round, and look what happened when he played with the Baltimore Ravens. He was blossoming into a player. So that's something right there. I look at for those things. So let's go through more draft selections. These prospects. Jalen Regan from he's another wide receiver. Chase Claypool from Notre Dame. Jordan Love. This is another guy that most likely will be drafted either by the Dolphins or maybe the Patriots or whatever for that team. Now, KJ Hammer from Penn State. Isaiah Wilson from Georgia. That's another guy, Isaiah Wilson. Let's go through these. Zach Moss from Utah. Van Jefferson from Florida. He's 57. Robert Hunt from UL, Louisiana. I think he's going to be drafted. I think he's definitely going to be a draft, significant draft pick. So that's going to be Malik Harrison from Ohio State. Julian Okware from Notre Dame. He's a defensive end. Bryce Hall from Virginia. Damon Armoret from Ohio State. It's another guy. Oh, hold on. All right. Yeah, tell him I'm doing my show. He just sent me a text. Let me go ahead and text this. Go ahead and put it in thank you. I'm doing the work. Busy doing the show. All right, let's go over some more stuff. Okay, next guy is Neville Gallimore from Oklahoma. It's another guy, 63rd on this in this top 100. So these are your top 100 players, and most likely will be drafted, or just most likely some of them will be undrafted free agents. Next guy is Cole Kmet from Notre Dame. It's another guy. Ezra Cleveland from Boise State. It's another guy. Also, it's a lot of linebackers, quarterbacks in this 2020 draft. Logan Wilson from Wyoming. He had 90 tackles with. He also he was a 3-year captain with the team. He played 16 games. He has finished with 10 tackles. Kyler Duggar from Lenore Rhymes. That's the Division III school. He'll most likely be drafted or be an undrafted free agent. Raekwon Davis from Alabama. Terrell Lewis from Alabama. So both of them 68 and 69. Also, Curtis Weaver from Boise State. Clay Akers from Florida State. This is another guy. Cam Akers, excuse me. I don't want to get his name. Cam Akers. Sorry, Cam Akers. Also, Andrew Troutman from Dayton. It's another Division I school, FCS. So you're gonna have Division one, and then FCS side as well. So you're gonna most likely don't underestimate these Division One FCS schools, because they will have some players that can come out of their draft. They will be productive players for these NFL teams sooner or later. So once again, I'm big on these young guys. I'm big on having these guys come out of the NFL draft and become productive players with these teams if they pick them, or if they go drafted or undrafted. Um, Number 73 is Jordan Elliott from Michigan. Number 74 is Jonathan Greenard from Florida. Also Darryl Terrell from Tennessee. Jake Fromm, I think he's going to be drafted. Jake Fromm, wherever they go, wherever they're going to pick him up, whoever gets him, I think he's going to be drafted, or most likely become an undrafted free agent. Now, next one is Harrison Bryant from Florida Atlantic. That's a tight end, so somebody going to need a tight end. They got some absolute good talent on this top 100 list. I'm looking at it right now. Matt Hensley from Temple. It's another guy. Ashton Davis. He's a safety from Cal. Also Prince Teague Wagerho, if I'm saying his name. Also Cameron Danza from Mississippi State. Jabril Zaziga, that's Zunita. He had 34 tackles with Florida. So Devin Donovan May, he's from Texas. Josh Ugly, it's Ugly, if I'm saying his name right. He's from it's HCHE. His injury had a red flag, so most likely he will be kind of either the draft or free agency. Now, Terrell Burgess from Utah. Brian Edwards from South Carolina. Tyler Bendez from Wisconsin. Hakeem Davis Gavers from Appalachia State. James Lynch from Baylor. Braley Armin, as AMNE, from Utah, another guy. Lucas Nigerian, if I'm saying his name right, it's Niang. So we don't want to mispronounce his name. Jacob Eason from Washington as well. Will most likely be on the list. Jordan Brooks from Texas Tech. Amik Robinson, he's a cornerback from Louisiana Tech. I think he's going to get drafted most likely either lower rounds or probably the latter part of the 7th round. So most likely in that area. Now, next guy is John Simpson from Clemson. Len Bolden from Kentucky. He's 96 overall. Also on his Antonio Golden from Liberty University. McTavin Angie, That's AGIM. Antonio Gibson from Memphis, most likely be picked. And the last one is Davon Taylor from Colorado. So this is the scouting report right here. Close but not quite. These are the close but not quite. LSU's Ben Bass is on that list. So, and also Willie Gay Jr. is also on that list as well for LSU. So these are the top 100 prospects. We went over them for you. So once again, this is from ESPN.com. Okay, let's see what else we'll discuss. Hold on. They got a text. We're busy. We're busy doing the show. He can send birthday wishes through the screen. I'm very busy right now. I mean, I'll call back in a second. All right. Let's see. Next one. All right. I'm trying to see what else we can discuss. Okay. Let's go ahead and play this video. Let me go text him. Hold on 1 second. Let me get back, and we'll be back in a second. Let me go ahead and text. Go to the text line. So hold on 1 second. I gotta go text something. Tell him thank you. He's busy with his job. So we'll see. We're on Facebook too. See, we're running on Facebook. I hope we are. Hope we are. We are. Okay. Next one. We're gonna have this conversation. We're gonna with Joe Burrow. Let's go ahead and play this with Peyton Manning. Let me go ahead and play this for you. Get it up on the screen. We should be able to get it up in about a few seconds. I know it's going to be a delay. Hold on 1 second. Delay second. Delayed. So we'll have to, I have to send them. I just told them thanks. I'm doing a show right now. I can't stop. We're live. We're live. He's doing his I'm working. Okay, we're working. So let's go ahead and play this video. I'm going to play this video for everybody on Facebook, Periscope, YouTube, and Twitch. So let's go ahead and I'll send that up in a second. I have to get this up onto the screen.
#1 overall pick, actually called you for some advice, you being the top pick back in 1998. So what can you share with us about that conversation?
Yeah, Joe called me last week. Obviously, we have somewhat of a relationship since he came down to our football camp last summer. I try to stay in touch with all the quarterbacks that come down to the camp if I can be a resource for them, especially as they approach their NFL dreams. But what an exciting year Joe had. And he called me about some of the things that I tried to do when I was a rookie that maybe he can apply to his NFL career. Looks like it's going to be with the Cincinnati Bengals. And look, what I told him, I said, Joe, when you're the first pick in the NFL draft, you are going to a team that has really earned the first pick in the NFL draft. There are going to be some holes there, and there's a reason the Colts were picking #1 that year. There's a reason the Bengals are picking #1 this year, the Giants when they had Eli. So other people have to step up. You have to give them some help. But for him, I tried to tell him it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. Look, I lost more games my rookie
Exactly. What Peyton Manning is saying in this video, it's not a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. What? He's going to get picked number one. He's definitely going to get picked number one by the Cincinnati Bengals. That's what all the projections are saying about Joe Burrow and Vane. So that's just going to happen this Thursday. I mean,
rookie year that I had my entire high school and college career combined. I threw 26 interceptions. That's still an NFL record. If Joe wants to break that, Hannah, I'd be okay with that. We'd still be friends. But I tried to learn a lot that year. I played every game. Jim Mora never took me out. I learned some things in the fourth quarter of those blowouts about what it took to be an NFL quarterback. And the next year, we went from 3-13 to 13-3. That wouldn't have happened had I not hung in there and kind of learned the ropes as a rookie, even though we took some bumps and bruises. So that's what I try to encourage Joe and all the NFL quarterbacks, that your rookie year is not going to be the same as your senior year in college. But if you learn how fast these defensive backs are, how soon you have to get rid of the ball, understand defense.
And the linebackers. Absolutely the linebackers as well. Because, look, you're going to get a 250-pound guy coming at you at full speed. Or you might get a 300-pound. I mean, choose your weight. That's what what Joe Burrow's going to have to face when he is going to get picked number one by the Bengals. What? He's going to have to be facing these guys. He's got to line up with these guys. He's going to have to learn. Look, he's a good scrambler. I saw what he done. I did his games. I saw what Joe Burrow did in his games. And that's something quite special right there. I mean, look, when he comes out, he's going to ram you. That's one thing about it. I'm not kidding here. I'm very serious. It's a heart attack here. So, once again, nice little ESPN video by ESPN's broadcast talking about Peyton Manning in this video. So once again, this is from ESPN.com. You can go to ESPN.com. Okay, let's see what else we're going to discuss. Okay, I'm going to switch this over. NFL draft interviews on video calls get interesting with dogs and spotty Wi-Fi. This was what they're talking about. Brooks Pryor has his article out. You can follow her on ESPN. That's ESPN.com. This year's NFL draft will go virtual. What? Sure, they had some concerns about the hacking and stuff like that with everybody, with all the stuff going on in the world with this coronavirus, and it's just like I said, it was just a few. It's going to be a lot of glitches. That's one thing that's going to happen. But they'll have single protocols in place for this NFL draft. So, I mean, Jonathan Taylor had never been on Zoom before. This is the first time they're doing this. Absolutely, a first time in history. In this so. So let's go ahead and switch this out. Once again, this is from Brooks Pryor. You can reach out at ESPN. That's ESPN. So they're just showing you this article up on the screen. So let's go ahead and go to some local news headlines. We'll begin with NOLA.com. Okay, NOLA.com, local news headlines here for Sunday. Okay. Okay, a line against an invisible enemy. Louisiana athletic directors hope for short answers. That's the athletic directors here in the state of Louisiana. Like Scott Woodward, he's the LSU athletic director. This is going to be challenges for their teams and stuff like that involved. So I think this is something right here. This is from Scott Rabelais. You can reach him at The Advocate, or you can follow him on Twitter. I'll be honest with you right now. The athletic directors do have they have to make these tough decisions. Look, when this situation got dire, they had to cancel these sports. That day when LSU was going to play in the SEC semifinals in the SEC tournament, I mean, they had when the news came down about that, look, all hell broke loose. That's what happened. All hell broke loose. Jay Ortiz, in his article, he's the Southeastern Athletic Director. He said they deserve it. I think they do deserve it. I absolutely in agreement with this article, with this article right now. You can have a do-over. I mean, you can have a 6-year, because you can get a medical red shirt and stuff like that in these typical times. So that's just the like I said, that's just the norm of the situation that's going on in the state of Louisiana concerning the coronavirus and the pandemic. All the athletic directors from Tulane to Louisiana to Southern and also UNO are all chiming in about it. So, because if we can get football, hopefully we do. But I don't know how it's going to work. But that's going to be this is the scenarios right here. Schools are able to play a full 12-game schedule. Season to start in September. It's going to be pushed back and end in December or January. Most likely going to be around that time, January. That most likely will occur. Your worst case scenario will be no football at all. Most likely going to be cancellations. That's going to come down the pipeline in the future. So, I mean, like I said, they have an absolute, and then the funding issues is going to be dire. Because they depend on all these sports to get their revenue. Look at Southeastern with their program. Look, football's been back with Southeastern for about maybe close to 16 years now. I'll be honest with you, they don't want to repeat what happened back in mid 80s when Southeastern had to shut down their football program. I mean, it's a dire straits right now. It's absolutely dire straits that's going on in this with these programs. So once again, this is from The Advocate. Go to theadvocate.com. That's theadvocate.com. See what else we'll discuss. Okay, Joe Burrow scores higher. Tabola ranked last. So Joe Burrow, this is how they rank. We're showing you. He did score 34 on his ranking. Nate Stanley 40, Jake Fromm 35. Let's see. Jake Luton from Oregon State scored a 29. Jordan Love scored a 27. Justin Hebert 25. Um, Anthony Gordon did score 25. Um, Brian Lewinsky from Michigan State had a 25 rating. Jaden Hurts had 18. Jalen Hurts and Tula DeBola 13. So that puts him in last. So that's one of the draft tests. This is from these scores are from Brian McGinn from the Atlantic. You can follow Brian McGinn at the Atlantic. So I look at it this way. Look, the top scorers off this list will be picked for the draft. Just like Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow most likely will be the #1 draft pick to Bear. Who will be the #2? We don't know. It might be Tula DeBola. It might be Jake Fromm. So once again, this is from The Advocate. You go to theadvocate.com. Okay, Scooter and Mike once teammates. Devon Harris, DeJohn Harris, DeJohn Harris and Michael Divinity are close to their NFL dreams. This is from Rod Walker. You can reach him at NOLA.com. That's NOLA.com. So, yeah, absolutely. I think Divinity and are close to their dreams. Hopefully somebody will pick them up in those with those NFL teams. If New England picks up Michael Divinity, he'll be joining their the lights because, like I said, they're going to need a quarterback. They're going to need quarterback and also some defensive people for years to come if they're going to be a contender for playoff considerations. Okay, let's pull this up. Okay, this is the article we're pulling up here. Okay, Peyton Ward and Chris Allen were named the outstanding wrestlers, all-parish team. So congratulations to those two young men from St. Paul's High School in Covington. And also Coach Panario, if I'm saying his name right, Coach Panario was also named Coach of the Year. So once again, congratulations to those individuals. So once again, this is from The Advocate /Times-Picayune, Advocate/Times-Picayune. This is the all-parish team right here. Jacob Hauser scored a 106. 113 was David Cucilla, if I'm saying this name right, Cuccia. This is the young man. This is the 100 the all-parish team right here. The second team for all-parish, this is in St. Tammany Parish. And then the honorable mentions and the District 6 5A Coach of the Year. The outstanding wrestlers of the year is Chris Allen and Peyton Ward from St. Paul and Chris Allen from Covington. And this is all his first team. We're showing you first team and second team. honorable mentions. Once again, this is from the St. Tammany Parish, St. Tammany Farmer. You can go to St. Tammany Farmer. Jordan Helm is Joe Helm is the writer. Okay, we'll see what else we'll talk about here in this episode. Okay, in the show. Okay, LSU adds a 7-foot prospect in Josh Gray to the 2020 recruiting class. So this is what they're talking about here. He was a let's see, played with Putnam Science Academy in Putnam, Colorado. He was ranked by 24/7 Sports as a number 25 center in the country. So congratulations to him. So he will be coming to LSU. So that's going to be good. I like what I'm seeing out of Coach Coach Wade's recruiting class. So once again, this is from the Acadiana Advocate. Go to the Acadiana Advocate. Let's see if anybody's in my show in this one. We got 8 people, so let's go ahead and go over some more stuff here. I'm going to get ready to put this up on the screen. Okay, LSU, Taylor, Bridges, and Tulane's Thomas Stewart was named to individual honors by the Louisiana Sports Writers Association, was released on Saturday. Bridge was named the state tennis player. Isaac, what's going on, Isaac? How you doing? Let's see if we can get ready. So we got it in the screen. Okay, we're going to go over these names right here. Okay, Taylor Bridges Stewart was named the Women's Tennis Player of the Year. Bridges started off the 2019-20 season, a strong fall campaign, posted a 9-3 tournament record, including 2019 ITA Southern Regional Singles title. So she has some pretty good stuff on her resume. She also earned a 7-3 singles record, number 1 on the court. So Bridges maintains a spot in the ITA single rankings. So congratulations to her on her. These are tennis players that played for Tulane and LSU. So, all right, let's see. She did join the Louisiana first teams with teammate Eden Robinson, Xavier Junior, Angela Charles Alford, and Amer Villa from New Orleans, from UNO, and also Mackenzie Clark, and then Anna Taylor Jalaba from so this is the top tennis players in the state of Louisiana. So the co-coaches earned the Coaches of the Year. That was Julie and Michael Sell, the coaches for LSU. They had a 10-3 record and a top 21 ranking. Also Mark Boris, is Boors. I'm saying his name right. This is the top tennis players in the state of Louisiana. Bridges with LSU, Alford with Xavier, Robinson with LSU, Venning, Vollings from UNO, Clark from Tulane, Joliver from Louisiana Tech. Second team, Basher from Xavier. Cornigan from LSU. Glazer from LSU. Molina from LSU Alexandria, which is in Alexandria, Louisiana. And then Pincinel from University of Louisiana at Lafayette. And then Minnieton, if I'm saying her name right now, I don't want to butcher these young ladies' names. So, and then your coaches of the years. This is the first team men's side. Stewart from Tulane, Garker from Louisiana, Ballateller from I'm saying her name, from Xavier, Moore from Tulane, and coach Low as Lozlov from LSU, and West Kemp from UNO. Once again, your players of the years. We're showing you the players of the year. So once again, this is from the Acadiana Advocate. You go to the Acadiana Advocate. See Isaac. Okay, next one we're going to talk about here is, let's discuss this, and then we'll do some Twitter stuff. Okay, once again, Tulane team lands another recruit. Southern Miss transfer. He's Gabe Watson. So once again, I like what I'm seeing out of Coach Hunter's recruiting class as well. I mean, hopefully he can build this team up and they can become a potential American Conference champion once this team is built. Be honest with you, right now, the Tulane basketball team is close to getting to a championship. To be honest with you, Coach Hunter, I think he's doing an excellent job recruiting within the state and also across the country. So once again, this is from NOLA.com. Let's go ahead and go over some more stuff. I'm going to pull up the Twitters. I'm going to go to my Twitter feed and we'll go over some information on there. I'm going to pull up my Twitter feed in just a second. Let me get this up to the Twitter feed. So thanks for those. Okay, the show's on. I see it right there. We're live. Okay, once again, Last Dance is tonight, 9 p.m. Okay, this is from PBR Georgia. This is what they're talking about in this article. Our very own national cross-checker at Shooter Hunt. Shooter Hunt is the former pitcher at Tulane, with some high praises from B-Wolves baseball right-handed pitcher and outfielder Riley Stanford. You can follow him at Riley Stanford. Number 15, the young man. This is a top prospect in baseball. Let's see if I can pull this into the screen so you can see it. So if you can see the article, let me know. If I'm it's a low, I can adjust. So this is what we're talking about here. This young man, hopefully he can get this young man to a D1 school. He played with the big man is uncommitted. To see him in the summer with the Georgia Bombers. That's one of some of those semi-pro baseball teams or something like that. Okay, this is from Prep Baseball Report. You can go to at Prep Baseball Report. Okay, we'll go over some more stuff on my end. Okay, once again, Red Shirt Fantasy Podcast, NFL Draft this Thursday. They will be having coverage. Also, Coast Football. This is from 1 hour ago. This is what they're talking about in this Coast Football post that we're seeing on here today. So I'm going to pull this up. So we got this up on the screen. So, all right. This is what they're talking about. Since 1981, current playoff format was implemented. This is what they're talking about. These are the teams up the Mississippi Gulf Coast, which is an hour from here. These are the teams that won the most state championships. Moss Point with 5, Picayune with 3, Pascagoula, the Iberville, and St. Stanislaus, if I'm saying it, and that's from Bay St. Louis, also won 1 championship. This is since 1981. 1981, you can go to Coast Football. That's high school football in the Mississippi Gulf Coast. See what else we'll discuss. I got more stuff I'm looking at. Okay. I'm going to look at more stuff here. Okay, this is from PJ Walsh. You can reach him at PJ Walsh24. That's PJ Walsh24. They talking about iRacing from Richmond. At Richmond, that's what they're talking about. This is NASCAR stuff. Okay. This one is from Jeff Darlington. You can reach him at Jeff Darlington on Twitter. They talk about great job with producing and stuff like that, creativity and stuff like that. So this is the call right here. That's called NFL Draft. It's called The Call. You can follow it on YouTube. So we'll switch over. Okay, let's see what else we're discussing. Okay, Pro Football Rumors. We're going to read this article. I'm going to go ahead and go over this article. 1 second. Let me get this up on the screen. Okay, this is from Pro Football Rumors. Go to Pro Football Rumors on the internet, and we pull this into the screen so you can see it a little bit better. Got it adjusted. So there we go. Okay. Eagles are interested in Denzel Mims. I'm pretty sure they'll most likely will get him. He's from Baylor, so I think it's going to be their call if they want to get a wide receiver to build up their wide receiver cores in a nutshell. So once again, this is from Pro Football Rumors. Came out just about a minute ago on Twitter. You can follow them on Pro Football Rumors. That's profootballrumors.com. Okay, let's go ahead and see what this is. Okay, Josh Dubow, if I'm saying it, Dubow, 23 years ago, the Raiders drafted Darnell Russell in the 2nd round. He had 10 sacks. He was a first All-Pro in his 2nd year, and also had 9.5 sacks in a 2nd pro team in 1999, All-Pro in 1999. So we'll show it in the screen if you can see it. So everything, I'm looking at it right there. That's the young man they're talking about, Darnell Russell. So once again, this is from Josh Dubow. You can reach him at Josh Dubow AP. That's Josh Dubow AP. See what else we'll discuss. I'm going over some more stuff. The Run Boys have they're having fun with that. Looking at something. Okay, let's scroll it down. Okay. Okay, this is what they're talking about here. Celebrity Madden tournaments. DeAndre Hopkins taking on Little Yachty. Um, Katie Nolan will take on Pat McAfee. Snoop Dogg will take on Travis Cowrick. This is from sportingnews.com. You can go to sportingnews.com and get that information. See what else we'll discuss. I'm going to scroll down some more. Okay, Last Dance, once again, they talking about that. They promoting that. Last Dance. Okay, this is from Louisiana Cajuns fans. I go to Cajuns fans. Um, Louisiana did defeat Southeastern Louisiana 9-2 that night. As you remember, Coach Tony Robichaux passed away this year. So once again, our thoughts and condolences go out to his family. Coach Robichaux was a coach with Louisiana for a while. So once again, this is some facts right here from Cajuns fans. You can follow them at Cajuns fans on Twitter. Okay, what else we'll discuss? Scroll it down. Okay, what else we'll discuss? Let's see. All right. Doug Gottlieb put this up. Doug Gottlieb replied. This is what they're talking about. Pro football. He isn't. He will and does block within their system. That's what a GM told him. It's from Doug Gottlieb. You could go follow his show, the Doug Gottlieb Show. I think it's on Fox Sports. So that's this is from Pro Football Talk as well. So once again, that's initial information from Doug Gottlieb. So I think we covered mostly everything. Let's go ahead and call it a day. Okay, once again, thanks for joining us here for this edition of Sports Talk with Kerry Wehmeyer Show. We will be back on tomorrow, same time, same bad channel here on Facebook, Periscope, YouTube, Twitch, and now Sportscaster. So once again, everybody have a good rest of your Sunday. I will enjoy my birthday. Thanks everybody to the birthday wishes on Facebook. I appreciate all the birthday wishes. Once again, if you want to send me a birthday wish, you can via the Facebook, Periscope, YouTube, and Twitch. But you also can send me one to my Twitter. My Twitter address is at TalkKerry, TalkKerry. You can follow, send me those wishes there as well. I will really appreciate it big time. So once again, everybody have a good rest of your Sunday. And we will be back tomorrow for another edition of Sports Talk with Kerry Wehmeyer Show here on Restream with the 5 networks. Okay, everybody have a good... And also Monday night, we will have Monday Night Raw. It will be for Sportscaster audience only tomorrow night. So once again, everybody have a good rest of your